This fourth episode will cover a second day in Antarctica. I will show you my favorite location of the trip, as well as what it looks like when it's snowing down there. This episode also features one of the craziest moments we've experienced on the trip, when a snowstorm hit us at night on a boat. In these videos I will also give you some specific info about the place I visit, such as coordinates and facts. The list of the gear I use will be at the end as well. So sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy this video. Welcome to part 4 of the Antarctic Visual Diaries. Our second day in Antarctica started on Doco Island, and this is probably my favorite spot of the trip. There was something eerie about the atmosphere of this place, from the glaciers disappearing into the mist to the cold water populated by the blue ice of the icebergs. A certain silence reigned as we stood above it all, looking down on a few penguins making the trip up and down the snowy slopes. A few facts about Doco. So Doco Island is about 2 kilometers long and is situated on the southern part of the Herrera Channel off the west coast of Graham Land, and is actually not too far from my previous location, Neko Harbour. It was charted by the Belgian Antarctic expedition under Adrien de Gerlache and is named after Emile Doco, a member of the Belgian Antarctic expedition who died in the Antarctic. So Doco Island is also home to approximately 1,500 pairs of Gentoo penguins. I have always loved dark and moody scenery, so this is probably why I love this spot so much. I could have stayed there for hours.
We are on Doco Island, so this is not the continent. There's heaps of penguins around. We saw a couple of fur seals. It's pretty cold, but massive icebergs and the mist coming behind. I'd say that's my favorite location so far. It's just incredible, very, very moody, which is awesome.
During our lunch break, just after visiting Doco Island, the weather turned and it started snowing, which made for very cool scenes. We saw whales and even penguins jumping in and out of water. Luckily, the weather didn't stop us from going on our afternoon Zodiac cruise. As soon as we stepped into the Zodiac, we realized that the conditions were very different to the previous cruise. I actually loved the fact that it snowed and that the seas were a bit choppy. It gave some sort of adventure vibe to our 10-minute crossing. We were headed for Portal Point, and as soon as we arrived we were knee-deep in the snow, and it was snowing quite heavily. This sure made for awesome footage, and being from the French Alps, I felt right at home in this kind of weather. For this part of the day I had to shoot on an EOS because it is weather sealed. I couldn't risk having water going in the BMPCC. We spent about an hour and a half shooting in the area. Giant icebergs could be seen around us, hidden behind a curtain of snow. We also saw a few seals and penguins, and they didn't seem to be bothered by the weather. On our way back to the boat, we cruised around some spectacular icebergs, and the bright blue colors were stunning. And tonight, crazy thing again, we had a massive snowstorm. So we went outside and complete snowed in, like as in the whole deck was white. Everyone was like throwing snowballs and everyone was outside like at 10:30 p.m. It was pretty crazy. Like we didn't think we'd get that much snow at that time of the year, but we are currently on the way to the Mare Channel, so going south. And yeah, it was pretty intense but really fun.
This is snowstorm on the deck. Pretty insane.
Everyone got involved and we managed to, like step in the snow on the ship at night in Antarctica. As I was saying before, our trip is gonna have to be cut short, but we still have about like a day, maybe a bit more here, and we're just gonna make the most out of it. And we just again feel really lucky and privileged to be here, especially on the job. But yeah, I'm just sitting in the room here, like offloading all the footage from this morning, all the penguins, all the whales, just people in general as well, and just like beautiful scenery that I never thought I would see ever. I felt that since this was our second day, the fact that I was in Antarctica had finally hit me. I found myself being able to look around and truly appreciate the place without being overwhelmed and trying to do too much at once. When I look back on this trip, this day is the one that I probably think about the most. I felt like we truly got to experience Antarctica in all its glory. In the next episode,